My son was taken on August 21st, 2012 by a Boston police officer in a routine traffic stop. That's how I became part of the Peace Institute. I was broken. I hated the world. Every police officer was an enemy to me. It took me 3 months just to lift my head up off the pillow. I can stand up in front of someone and talk right now about my son. Before I couldn't do that. When I first came into the Peace Institute, I was on my knees crying. Psychologists couldn't talk to me. Nobody could talk to me. Any program that they put up, I took a part of. I did the mindful meditation. I did the yoga practice, the mindful yoga. I did the We Are Still Here writing program, which I'm still a part of. This new program she did with Faith in God, I'm a part of that. I think everything that she has done, I've become a part of because it's a way for me to talk about my son. And so they gave me an avenue to talk. She strengthened me because I couldn't stand up and say anything about a police officer in the beginning. It was just, I was a ball of mess. Couldn't get up, couldn't stand up, and they allowed me to stand up, to get some courage, to fight, to start my actual nonprofit. I started walking before my son was murdered, but then when he got murdered, it took more of a heartfelt situation for me. I'm here because I'm just tired of the senseless killings. I think everybody needs to come together, rebuild our communities, and everybody live in peace and harmony. That's all I'm looking for. Because when a crime happens, everybody immediately focuses on the crime. There is collateral damage when a crime happens. You have, like when my son was murdered, my daughter was 8 years old, and my son took her everywhere, so that stopped a part of her life. That social outgoing little girl I used to have, once my son was gone, she withdrew. She stayed in the house. She don't have friends in Boston except for her family, and she goes to school in Lexington where she has friends. And so being able to create programs for them to be able to talk about. My oldest daughter, her and my son were like this, she is now coming to the Peace Institute and a part of a program that I'm in, and she's never expressed how she felt. And so this gives her an avenue to talk about how she feels and strengthen her. So I think this extra money will help the collateral damage that no one thinks about, the mothers, the fathers, the siblings. My son didn't get a chance to have any kids, but some folks have kids, and this helps them. You don't want these kids to see that their loved one was taken, because then they'll have all this anger and this vengeance and they want to attack. So you have to put something in place to offset that, to nip it in the bud before it escalates.